What if I tell you that Phrolova is gonna deal around 500k damage per turn? This isn't a theory crafting hallucination. This is based on what her numbers currently suggest. Phrolova is a type of resonator that will make your brain sweat. You're going to juggle timers, stacks, echoes, rotations, and possibly your will to live. But the payoff? Massive. The kind of massive that makes your other units look like background dancers in a high-budget solo concert. Is she gonna be your next hyper carry? Or will she be your glorified buff bot? Buckle up. Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta sa inyong lahat? Phrolova's kit is so complex it makes chess look like checkers. She scales with investment, scales with crit, scales with you losing your sanity trying to optimize every single frame. But here's the good news. If you hit that sweet spot, 70% crit rate and 250 crit damage minimum, she turns into a havoc dealing diva. Thanks to her kit and her best in slot echo, you'll hit that threshold easier than expected. But before we dive any deeper, a quick disclaimer. Phrolova's kit is still subject to change, so everything discussed here is based on current pre-release data and may shift before she officially drops. Also, these damage computations are meant for entertainment and illustrative purposes only. While I've done my best to calculate them accurately, there are no guarantees they'll fully reflect her final performance. We're using this as a rough baseline to better understand her damage potential. So, let's start by talking about her individual attack numbers. These are based on 1,723 attack stats. No buffs yet, no Empyrean Anthem bonus, no substat rolls from her best in slot Sonata, and definitely no external crit copio, just the raw stuff. Add in the 42% havoc damage bonus and her crit damage scaling from her echoes and inherent skills, and then things start to spiral out of control in the best way possible. With a solid echo setup and her innate passives, she can easily hit 262% crit damage in her initial rotation. And once her stacks from inherent skill 2 are maxed out, that ramps up to a whopping 294% crit damage. Her basic attacks alone can start stacking serious numbers. Her stage 3 basic, over 18,000 with 294% crit. But it doesn't stop there. Her full basic chain is deceptively strong, especially when all three stages connect cleanly. Combined with her heavy and enhanced heavy attacks, which clock in at over 58,000 with the right setup, this forms a surprisingly reliable damage floor in her rotation. It's also worth noting that each hit in her combo can contribute toward building up her stacks, so even her filler attacks are secretly doing important work. Her resonance skill, that's over 20,000 on a good crit, and because it comes early in her turn sequence, it sets the stage for the rest of her combo to thrive. And then we hit the circuit attacks, Forte 1 and Forte 2, which are pumping out 44,000 and 41,000 each respectively. These aren't just big flashy numbers, they're part of what allows Phrolova to convert her careful buildup into explosive bursts of damage. Forte 1 starts strong, but Forte 2 is where the real magic happens, chaining seamlessly with her echo skill and even feeding into her liberation timing. It's like winding up for a punch and then dropping an entire opera house on your enemies. Liberation is where Phrolova truly unleashes her inner diva. Every attack is a carefully timed spectacle. Hecate takes center stage, delivering a deadly ballet of precision and power, while Phrolova conducts from above, quite literally. It begins with the stage 1 and stage 2 basics, small but elegant preludes, followed by show-stopping orchestral strings, the sweeping winds, and the dramatic cadenza. Then, of course, we reach the finale, Curtain Call. Each enhanced strike erupts for over 33,000 damage, and her Curtain Call dazzles with a colossal 44,846 damage. This performance deserves a standing ovation. And finally, we have her intro skill. Her intro skill ranges from 16k up to nearly 58k, depending on which buffs are in play. Now we turn into getting a final amount per turn for our beloved opera singer. Phrolova opens with her intro skill, then smoothly transitions through her basic combos, basic 1, basic 2, and basic 3. Quickly escalates the pace with Forte 1, sets the tone with her resonance skill, and punches through with Forte 2. The momentum continues as she fires off her Echo skill, before delivering a Scarlet coda. Then comes the showstopper, Hecate's full combo, repeated up to 5 times, basic 1 and basic 2, and then unenhanced attack each round. And to seal the spectacle, we have Curtain Call crashing down like the final note in a fiery aria. It's not a rotation, folks, it's a full-blown act. So think of it as like a musical score. Every move has its place, and once you lock into her tempo, the result is a symphony of destruction. With that full combo, on her first turn, even conservatively, she can hit 475,186 with 262% crit damage. And then after that, when her inherent crit damage buff fully stacks and hits its full 294%, that number climbs to 556,848. This includes the enhanced intro skill as well. A quick shout out. Huge thanks to Godstetics for meticulously helping break down Phrolova's attack sequence, which allowed me to calculate the per turn damage potential. Couldn't have pieced it all together without the community's input for sure. Thank you so much, guys. Despite the complexity of her kit, even on the low end without no crits, she's still smacking things for nearly 100k per turn. That makes her one of the most consistent and explosive units in terms of burst potential. However, she feels like she's gonna be sweaty with so much stuff going on in order to squeeze out her full damage potential. The good news is that even against enemies with 50% resistance or defense, she can still deal around 278,424 in damage. So, the big question, how do we actually use her? Is Phrolova a spotlight-hogging main DPS or a tactical nuke you deploy alongside Chisa for catastrophic results? Her liberation combo hits up to 6 times per turn. And if Chisa really is from the new Federation, there could be serious synergy cooking. Imagine Chisa tagging in just as Phrolova lets loose with her liberation. That could be one of the nastiest rotations in the game. And if Chisa ends up playing a Lupa-like role, anchoring a mono-element Havoc comp with massive buffs, then congratulations, you're running an opera of annihilation. And if you're wondering whether she's built to be a hyper carry, well, she definitely thrives in the spotlight. As for crowd control, she's got that covered too, with built-in stagnation and clumping mechanics in her kit. All in all, she's shaping up to be one of the most remarkable, well-rounded units with the flair to dominate both bosses and mobs alike. But for now, Phrolova pairs beautifully with Pantarella. Add Shorekeeper if you want to push her crit stats even further. Prefer more crowd control? Rosia's clumping abilities make for a strong alternative. Danjin also complements Phrolova extremely well. Their outro synergy is practically seamless. Should you pull for her? If you're already sold, then go for it. Best of luck. But if you're on the fence, check the damage, weigh your priorities, and see if this Havoc Diva fits your lineup. So, what do you guys think? Is she your new carry queen, or is she going to be the strongest backup dancer Wuthering Waves has ever seen? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful and entertaining, please send me some love and support. Hit the like and subscribe for future updates. Your support goes a long way. Maraming salamat po, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.